Hey, Kool-aid Krew, what's cracking? What is crack-a-lacking, baby? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll get going here. And I have some issues with this stupid thing, man. I don't know what the heck is going on with this, but we're going to try to fix it. I love it. Actually, I don't love it, but here we go. All right, let's see if we can't. I know what I can do. Hold on 1 second, guys. You guys got a 5 for 5 in there for me? Okay. Okay. I don't know what the heck is going on with that. But, so yeah, guys, we're going to be talking about, obviously, solar weather. But, this is seeds, guys, and we've had that's a massive eruption right there on the 26th. This isn't necessarily what I want to show you right now. I want to show you this comet that dives into the sun. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff here. It's very photogenic. Check it out. It's right down here. And we will, we will just zoom in with this as we get going. Okay, so yeah. Now there's not much more to say here, but that's Comet Atlas, guys. That's one of them. Now remember, Comet Atlas is there's a bunch of those. It came from an old comet that came through our solar system about 1,000 years ago, and it broke up and left a whole bunch of debris. So yeah, that's what's happening. It most definitely is kind of a little nutty, but that is what it is. So you guys can't hear me, right? And I know I lost probably about 99% of my audience here, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I apologize. I didn't mean for it to be like that. I appreciate everything, everybody sticking around here for a minute. Hey, Kay, what's up? Thank you for the gifted membership. I do appreciate that. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I got this stupid. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, why didn't it do that to begin with? I'll never know. I just don't. I'm not understanding. Not understanding. What's this do if I hit this? Yeah, we're not gonna do. Let's just do this. Okay, so we're just gonna go old fashioned with it. All right, guys. Okay. But yeah. So look at that thing. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's this is kind of part of um the news today because it most definitely is very photogenic right there. We don't always see them like this, especially on Soho. Something else that's kind of unique about this is we do see a comet that is diving in and during the radiation storm. So yeah, check that out. Check that out. But anyway, so yeah. And again, guys, I'm sorry. This got all jacked up. Man, I get upset when that happens because, man, I was ready to go. I was all fired up, ready to do a live stream for you guys, and here we are doing this. I mean, just a freaking mess of a start. But anyway, so this is a radiation storm, and we've been in a radiation storm now for um, going on 3 to 4 days. Check this out. Right there, check it out. That's proton flux. And the proton flux, guys, is just something that we use to measure radiation. It's an increase in protons. And it does take a minute for that to get here sometimes. And it doesn't look like we're going to be falling out of this anytime soon. Now, remember, we get to a radiation storm level 1. What happens there? Absolutely nothing. Okay? During a radiation storm, which is where we're at right now, this will not have any biological effects on us whatsoever. It's not really, nobody would ever know this was even going on unless I'm talking about it, right? Now, we get up to S3 and S4. Obviously, there's a different conversation to be had. But you can also see how the sun has actually kind of calmed down just a little bit. Not completely, but it has some. But what's unique about that, and I'm going to have to continue to do it like this, I think. me try this. I hate doing it this way. And I'm sorry if the view here gets all jacked a little bit. It might, but we're going to find out. So if I do it like that, and I minimize that, put it like this, will it still? Nope. Yeah, what's happening, guys? My taskbar is not wanting to show up during this. Yeah, it's ticking me off is what it's doing. So, yeah. Now, if I minimize that, shorten the window a little bit, pull it up, I can still get to my taskbar. But what's that look like? That might actually be okay like that for now. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. That's pretty close to the whole image. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Just to get me through till I can get fixed. It's just a setting. I got to get in there and just change the setting. I know what I mean. It's just gonna take me a minute to get there. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I'm wasting your guys' time with this. This is stupid. But anyway, I'm gonna keep moving here. This is right now we are actually in a geomagnetic storm of very small amount. This is the HP. This is the 30-minute increments, and yeah, check it out. We got to a KP of 5 right there. Now the KP, this says HP because this is 30-minute. If we come over here, these are 3-hour increments, and I say this about every show. And you can see right here, these are 3-hour blocks average. Okay, but as we get moving here, you can over here. This is the 30-minute, so you get more real time, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. You get more plots, so you can kind of see a little bit more in detail what's actually happening geomagnetically. Now, this is a German website, and you can translate it to English right there. And it does look like we may be getting hit with some stuff right now. They are forecasting. Let's go here. They were forecasting the G1 on the 29th, right there on the end. Did we get there? Not really. We got close. We're gonna, we really did. It started to go up. So how do we kind of tell, or what can we look at to try to see why we didn't do what was forecasted? Well, the models keep updating, right? But this is the discovered data, and this discovered data is going to show you that this BZ is the polarity of our magnetic field, basically. That's a very basic term there. I'm just not going to go into big detail on that. But we have, we're at -6 or more is what we look for. That's the threshold. -6 on the BZ means that we will couple with the magnetic fields inside of CMEs and solar wind streams. Okay, when that happens, it just draws it in. Okay, and it'll draw it in on the poles first. So, yeah, kind of get that, Yeah. Okay, so now, let's go. So when it does come in like that, guys, that's what we look for, right? I preach about this all the time. The BZ is a very, very sticking point on what, hold on a minute. This is like a freaking mess, man. I'm sorry, guys. Man, I'm off my game today. Anyway, show me some lenience, please. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. But anyway, the -6 is what we look for. If it's not at -6, and if it's actually in the positive, our magnetic field is in a polarity position that it will actually deflect everything. And that's kind of what I'm saying here. So when we look for -6, they will highlight that in purple right here. Okay. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But what happened here, guys? We did dip down that far. So if you were to time that out and look at your graph here, you will see that that's pretty much going to line up with that BZ almost every time. So what I'm saying is, yes, the density and the speed matter a lot, right? Okay, but the BZ can almost overcome both of those. So if we're not in the right position, -6 or greater, most likely you're going to see a lower level storm or no storm at all, because our magnetic field will actually be doing its job and deflecting everything that's coming, right? So that's just what it is. Yeah, I know, Ripper. It just upsets me so bad sometimes because you know how it is, man. We work so hard to do these videos and do these live streams for everybody, and then one little thing, such as my taskbar not showing up when I scroll over it. That's what this whole thing is. This is what's happening right now. And I need to be able to scroll down because I can flip between windows down there. But I have a tab at the top too, but I have to be able to access my desktop, what's behind the window. And I know it's just a setting in there. I got to get in there and change it. Somehow it got changed. I don't know how it got changed. But it's happened before. I know what to do to go fix it. It's just I was already live, and I can't go there now until the stream is already over. Till the stream's over. So that's it. So I'm having to like move things around here to try to make it work. And hopefully you guys aren't getting too much of a yeah. I just yeah. You know how it is, man. Okay, so this is SDO, and this is extreme ultraviolet. And did you guys see that right there? That monster right there, we dodged a pretty decent sized solar storm right there, guys. It's still going to hit us. Okay? That thing right there was a monster of a storm. That's an eruption and a half. It's not moving very fast, I will say. Okay? But do you see the distance that it's covering? It really is something to see. Okay? Now, what I can do is take you back over here to Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA, and we will take a look at this. Okay? This is SOHO. It's the same images that I showed you guys here, right? With the Comet rushing in there. And we'll take a deeper look in that. Thank you, Ripper, for saying that, by the way. That actually did calm me down a little bit, man. Thank you. If you guys don't know, I have some anxiety issues sometimes. Anybody that's new here. And something like that can really throw me off for a minute. But thank you, Rip. Appreciate you, brother. Anyway. So, this is the same kind of view. It's just zoomed out. It's on the same satellite. Now, there's something else here I want to speak on, too. And that would be... Let me zoom in here a little bit. You guys see this right here? I've been getting asked a lot what that is. Okay? Because it's not moving. It's just kind of stuck there. Right? Guys, it's most likely a lens issue. Okay? I don't see it being anything different. For one, it's not moving. It might look like it's moving to you guys, but what's moving is the stuff that's in front of it. Okay? If I was somehow able to filter out all this stuff, you would see right here. That's a hard line, number one. And the only reason why I'm addressing this is because somebody asked me about it. And it's a very legit question to wonder what the heck that is. But most likely, the lens has now got something on it, or it's actually damaged in a way. That could be something internally with the imager. That could be a lot of different things, guys. Okay? So, again, with that being said, take that for what it's worth. But at the same time, you know, you do wonder, right? I mean, it's like, what the heck is that, man? But with it being a straight line like that, obviously that is not something that nature does. So it would be something with the camera, or, you know, and I know I don't go down that road, but I get what you, I get it, okay? That's just what I'll say. But I just wanted to address that again, because this thing here on Soho here, the Lasco C3, that's the imager we're looking at here. That's not going to go away. that may be a permanent fixture in the images we see from this from now on. That happened on stereo A. There was like a C shape, right? That was right here, and it's either a piece of debris or it could have been a scratch on the lens. But it was out here. It's a C shape, and it doesn't ever go away. It's there permanently because it's on the lens. Okay. Now, if this is on the lens and something's happened here on the lens, well, that's never going to go away. And there's a good way to test that. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to wait for them to flip this 180 degrees, because they do that from time to time anyway to extend the life of the lens. If they flip this thing and this follows it over to here, then we got our answer. Okay? I mean, it really is. It's that simple. So we just got to wait. You know, and until then, I mean, come on, it doesn't really, it's not doing anything, is what I'm trying to say. But it's a good question to have, because you just don't know what that could be, right? Unless you dig into the information and dig into how these coronagraphs actually work. If I was to show you a picture of a coronagraph, guess what? It looks like a tube. Okay, and there's baffles in there that control the amount of light. There's a lot of moving parts inside these imagers. So when we see these weird looking anomalies, like you'll see like a dash line, like three dash lines, and you'll see like a set of 3 of them, and sometimes they show up like a bunch all at once, all over the imaging. And what that is light bouncing around inside of the imager, okay? And it's picking up and it's showing you basically a mirror image of what's inside it, what's inside the imager itself. Hey, Linda B, thank you. Thank you for re-upping that membership. Appreciate you. Hey, Hilly. Hey, Pam. Okay. So, with that being said, yeah. So, a lot of the anomalies we see on Soho and some of the satellite stuff, there's a few that I can't explain. I just simply can't. I don't know what they are. I don't know what caused it. I don't know what it is, right? But for the vast majority of them, I can give you an explanation on why that it's doing that. So that's just, again, I'm not trying to claim one way or the other. I am just saying, hey, this is an explanation for it. This is what I think is actually happening. You don't have to agree, and that's cool. Really, seriously. It really, truly is cool. That's what makes life interesting, is when we don't agree. And that doesn't mean I don't like people, and doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that we don't agree, and we can have some fun talking about it, right? Because I never get, upset when somebody disagrees with me. I just think that's one of the most ridiculous kind of stances to take, especially when you're out here on social media. You take that stance, and good luck with that, man. Your life will be miserable. You'll live all day. Well, thank you again, Kay. Hey, Deep Quake, good to see you, bud. Thank you. Guys, I'm probably going to do a members-only stream after Marfugal tonight. I was going to try to do one a day or so ago, and I'm not going to get into it, but my life is just so hectic right at this second. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that I'm trying my best to get, we just did one, wasn't quite a week ago, I don't think. But I found some more good videos to go over with you guys and react to and have some fun. And I'm going to make it a priority to do that. Okay, guys? Because I think it's important for our, just for us to stay healthy and, not get so wrapped up into taskbars not showing up. Right? Anyway. Okay. So, we're going to take a look at a different angstrom here. Okay? That angstrom was a 94 angstrom. It filters out all other light but what this angstrom is, this wavelength here. 304 is what we're going to look at now. And it looks at specific gases. And what this gas is, this is ionized helium. It's the red view. What the heck, man? Come on. Wow, man. SDO is moving slow as a snail today. Look at that monster, guys. That's the first time I'm looking at this. Look at this. Wow. Check this out. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's a heck of a freaking filament eruption. That's a filament peeling off, guys. Okay? That is not a sunspot. That is not a typical CME. That is a magnetic filament lifting off. And that will hit us. Okay? It may not hit us dead on just because of the location. But I guarantee you we're going to feel some of that. That is big. That kind of shocked me. That I didn't expect it to look like that. So, what am I talking about a magnetic filament? Well, let me kind of point this out. Let's go up here and look at it. You see these dark shadows? That's a filament. They're magnetic ropes that kind of lay there, and you can see the charged particles traveling on them, moving on them, right? So they lay there, and sometimes they become unstable, and they lift off. And when they do, that's an immediate CME. And typically, filament CMEs are really, really dense. Okay? And I'm talking like dense. Hey, Shells Fells, good to see you. There's K+4. Pam, my neighbor. Hey, give me a roll call in there, guys. That'll help me. Thank you, Deep Quake, again. And Linda B., thank you for becoming a member. And somebody did at the beginning of the show. Okay, gifted the one earlier. Thank you, guys. Seriously. Thank you, guys, so much. But yeah, so, and I would highlight it, but I didn't get a chance to put the link in there, guys, for my extension. So it would highlight for you guys those messages, because I was messing with this stupid toolbar. I guess because I'm a tool. I don't know. Anyway, but this is a, check out this filament here. Look how big this kind of is. I don't think it's completely connected. I think it kind of stops here. And then another one kind of starts there. But you can see that this filament actually reaches around to the back side. So we can't see exactly how long this is. This is a good one, guys. This is actually, check that out. I mean, it's let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more. Right there. Okay, that is a significant eruption. If that happened right here in the middle of the sun and fired right at us, we would definitely be most likely G3 when that hits us, if not higher. That's a lot of plasma leaving the sun, guys. Now, just as much as leaving the sun, there's probably just as much going back to it. And you can see that because the sun recaptures some of it. Now, people ask me, how's the sun recapture it? Gravity? Does it just pull it back in? That's part of it, right? But the way that these things work is the movement that you're seeing is magnetic. So when you got positive and negative and all those things playing with gravity at the same time, this is what you're going to see, right? It has to be able to explode off the sun in such a way it gets escape velocity. So it has to get away from the gravity of the sun, number one. But that ain't the only thing that is steering or controlling this plasma that's erupting off the sun. It's highly influenced by magnetics. So just like this thing erupts, if there was a coronal hole right next to it and the polarity was opposite, say the filament was positive in nature, the majority of the magnetic fields inside of it were positive in nature, and then you got a coronal hole over here that's shooting out solar wind that is negative in nature, you know what that does? It will take the positive over here and pull it towards that. And vice versa with the coronal hole stream. They will be drawn to one another. So they're influencing the direction after they leave the sun. That's how that happens. And this is one of the biggest reasons why when they forecast something, it's so hard to do. Because there's a lot of distance between us and the sun, and a lot of things can happen. So, say this thing is moving faster than the coronal hole stream, and it catches up with some different magnetic fields that have different polarities. It can do the whole S move all the way to our planet. You know, and that's kind of what I'm saying here. Now, yeah, it ain't as simple as going out there on like the backwoods and going around some curvy roads. I made it very simple right there, and it's not that simple, believe me. But for what we're talking about here, guys, I'm stuck on this. This is, look at that. That's amazing. I'm not just saying that. That amazes me. Let's see if I can't. Okay, cool. Let's kind of analyze this a little bit more, okay? Check that out, man. I wish I'd have seen this before I went live. That could have been my thumbnail. Look at that thing. Wow. Now, do you see what's happening there? Look. Here, I'll just run it back the whole loop here. We'll watch it from start to beginning. From beginning to end here. It's starting to erupt. Okay, right about here. Okay, now the filament's like a filament inside an incandescent light bulb. When it breaks, it's kind of going to break right in the middle, right? Most likely. So when it does snap off, you can kind of see two clear appendages here, right? So if I keep moving up here, you see how they're kind of just splitting from one another? But look what's happening here. You're seeing this one's going to go ahead and throw a lot more plasma out into space. This one here is going to flick a little bit more, but most of this is actually getting drawn back to the sun. Watch. See that? So, yeah, that's significant. So let's run that back again. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah, look at that. I'm amazed by this stuff. I know you guys can kind of see me here. I'm kind of geeking out here a little bit, but that is what it is. Now, watch what else happens. This one here is going to start to slow down after it erupted most of its plasma off, and it's actually going to pull it back too. Watch. See? You can clearly see the plasma way out here getting drawn right back to the sun. Now, again, that's gravity and magnetics working together. Okay? So I don't want to, like, just kind of glaze over that fact. That is what's going on here. Okay? And we see this every time we see a filament lift off. Now, we can see the same phenomenon with the regular CME that blows from a flare. Not all the plasma that erupts off there is actually able to escape the sun. Now, with the bigger eruptions, yeah, the majority of it does, okay? But, like, if it's not really all that, you know, explosive, you're not going to see it, a whole lot of plasma leave, right? So, if I'm running this back and forth here again to you, look at that. Now, something else here that you're going to hear this on other channels, I promise you will. So let me explain before you guys hear it on another channel. Watch right here where this rips off, okay? You're going to see what looks like what they call a quote-unquote canyon of fire. It's not an actual canyon of fire, okay? So, but watch what I'm talking about here. You see this kind of light up? See that? So somebody's going to tell you that that's a canyon of fire, and it technically is, okay? That's the term that we use for that. But don't think it's like a big canyon opening up on the sun full of fire, okay? Just simply look up what it takes to make fire, and you'll understand really quick why that you can't call that fire. There's not a whole lot of oxygen hanging out in the vacuum of space. I'll just leave it at that. I would highly challenge somebody to try to start a fire inside a vacuum chamber. If you can do that, I want to shake your hand. That's the whole reason why, you know, us preppers and survivalists, we will bend down and blow on a TP fire, right? Or just blow on a fire to get it going. That's why. You're fueling that fire with the oxygen. So if there's no oxygen, how are you going to have fire? Now there's other things that that are going on here. You're talking more, and I'm not going to get into the detail of fusion and all that kind of thing, nuclear reactions and all that. But it's technically it's not fire. So just so you guys understand that. We can sit here and talk about that all day long, and it ain't gonna go nowhere. It's not really even worth mentioning after what I already just told you. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna forward the conversation at all. That's why I always just stop right there. Hey, that's not really a cannon of fire. There's no oxygen in the vacuum of space. It takes oxygen to have fire. So anyway, now there's one thing I didn't say though that I don't even know the answer to this. Is there oxygen part of the sun? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know if it's even possible. But is what it is. I don't know if it is. I don't know the answer to that. I'll have to go look that up when I get off stream here. But I from everybody I've ever listened to, they will tell you, like Dr. Kamet when she's explaining this, she will definitely tell you that that's not actual fire. I've heard her say it. So, when she was explaining this, and she probably did one heck of a job, way better than I ever would be able to explain it. Anyway, okay. So, but this is that eruption right here. Watch. Okay, now what's happening here, you see the timestamp? That's at 9:30 UTC on the 29th. That was this morning. That would be about 5:30 Eastern Time. Now watch what happens. 10:30, 19:30. It skipped 11 hours. Okay, so this model here does not have 11 hours of data. Okay, the data's probably there. I'm not too concerned about it because we can still see it. We can go over here to, like I just showed you guys, and still see the same eruption where it's not missing data. Okay, so, and that's the other thing too, if you're going to say it's missing data, please make sure that it's missing the data from the collection. Okay, don't say it's missing data and leave it just blank, because let me show you what I'm talking about. This is seeds, right? Let me back this up. Okay, this is ran by George Mason University Space Weather Lab. This website is. This website's going to show you SOHO and stereo A satellite information. This is a CME detector. This is what this site's for. Do you see how the 27th is gray? Right? You see that? That's because there's no data there, right? You can't click on that. It won't even let you. I can click on all the other stuff. Okay? That's only got like 3 images on the... See, they're trying to get the data back in there. I can see what they're doing here. Oh, well, that was on the 30th. Okay, here's the 29th. Yeah, so we're only getting a couple... I bet they're in here trying to fix it. But the data's there, right? Because I just showed you more data on the other site. Now, watch this. We only got like an hour worth of data on the 29th here, right? Let's scroll down here. What's all this? There's at least 4 hours of data on the 29th right here. So the data's there. That's my point. It's just they're having issues on this website. That's what this is. It's not missing data. Now, there are times that you will see missing data. Okay? For whatever reason, the data gets corrupted. For whatever reason, it just doesn't work, right? If that is the case, you will not be able to find that data anywhere. Okay? So, just like I just showed you SOHO here, now I'm going to show you, this is SDO right here, right? This is SDO. It's in geosynchronistic orbit, always looking at the sun, right? It's real close to Earth. It's from our perspective, right? Well, if I come back over here to NOAA, that looks pretty similar, right? It's still extreme ultraviolet. This is SDO, right? Well, let me just do this just to kind of hammer the point home just a little bit here. because I want people to understand this. This is something that it's almost critical that people understand this part of it. All right, and this is why, and I'm going to explain. So it's loading right now. Okay, doesn't that look very similar to that? I switched it over. See, pretty close, right? Guess what? Those are two different satellites. This is SDO. This one here. This one, it's GOES 16. So do you see what I'm saying? This is why I wanted to show you this, because you got to know where to go to look. And before people start making these big grand claims of things not being there. It's just 99% of the time it's just not the truth. They're either mistaking or they're lying to you. One or the other. There is no other in between there. They can be wrong, and I would rather them be wrong than lying to somebody. And hopefully when somebody gets corrected, like guys, I didn't know all this at first either. I had to be corrected multiple times on multiple things. And I do absolutely believe that you're only as good as you allow yourself to be corrected. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that think they're the ones that are allowed to correct others, but won't take correction themselves. And at that point, they are no longer any value to what they're saying to me, because they have stopped learning at that point. And if that's the case, if I've already heard everything they've had to say about something, then why do I still watch it? It's not doing me any good. So just kind of keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, these are the sunspots facing Earth right now, okay? This is a very big coronal prominence area. It's multiple sunspots, but I want to point something out. Look at this thing. That right there, my friends, is a monster. Okay, so let me, I do want to, let's bring up, I'm going to bring up, Helio Viewer, okay? And we'll look at the newest data here. Okay, so here's the newest image right here. This is the scale of Earth, right? And I did this for this reason. Check this out. It's at least 3 to 4 Earths tall, okay? And probably 3 to 4 Earths wide. That's a big sunspot. That's my point, okay? You can see how the other ones kind of match up even to this one. Now, something else is going on over here too, something called the parallax effect. When you're looking at a sphere from a distance or straight on, anything that's on the side of a sphere is going to appear to look smaller than what it actually is. So we're looking at this, and it's actually bigger than what it appears. And the reason for that is it's actually further away from us, from our point of view, than if it was right here. Because as the sun's rotating from left to right here, you know, counterclockwise, it draws closer to us till it gets right in front of us. Then it starts moving away again, right? Because it's a ball spinning. This is the same effect that I try to explain to people why things move in the night sky the way that they do, or in the day sky from our point of view. The stuff up there is not moving, it's us. We're moving. So when you travel from here to here, right, it's different if you're traveling from here to here. That's a different distance when looking in space. So depending on where you're standing at on our planet, whatever latitude line you're on, which is the horizontal line, longitude is long, you know, north-south, latitude is left-right, okay? Depending on where you're at on your latitude location, that will determine how much of that movement you see things make in the sky. So what if I'm on the equator, I'm going to see a lot more movement than if I'm standing at the pole, where you see very little. Okay? So that's just what I'll say there. And the reason is distance. Distance and angle. Because when you change your distance, you're changing your angle. And I know that this is something that can't just be explained like what I'm doing right now in a very good way. But I'm giving you guys the basic understanding here that, you know, the parallax effect is a really good place to start for people to understand how we look at things in the sky. Because the sun's a ball, and so are we. So things are going to do things very similar as far as movement. So that's just what I'll say. Okay. Now, that subject actually gets me kind of fired up sometimes, so I don't typically even talk about it anymore. Because it does. It just gets me all upset and worked up. Anyway, so Dr. Tony Phillips is over here talking about the same kind of thing, guys. I've already showed you guys this. Right there. That's amazing. Okay, number one. I've shown you guys sun-diving comets before on this exact same imaging, and it looked like just one of these little dots moving, right? This one was pretty photogenic. It was pretty big. Okay? That, and the angle at which it went in, it was in a good location for the light to get kind of scattered back our way, so we were able to see it better. It showed up brighter on the satellite. Now, people are going to ask me, could people see that with their telescope? I don't have an answer for that. They probably could. A good astronomer probably could find that. But there's no way I could. You know, especially trying to catch an image of it. But this satellite does a really good job. Remember, you're getting one image every 12 minutes here. Okay? So this isn't like a continuous feed of imaging. I just want to make sure that we know that. You know, hey, Jerry, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. And I know I missed a roll call there, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anyway, you can see the canyon of fire opening up here, too. Watch it. It'll reset here. See how it's kind of moving already? Look at that. Wham! Heck yeah, baby. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and end the show tonight. Oh, man, I am sorry. This was a bad one. I apologize, guys. Yeah. I'm sorry. I really am. I hate when things get jacked up like that. It's not cool. You know, I'm not perfect by no stretch of the imagination. I make a lot, you know, when I make a mistake, though, I will come tell you. And you guys just seen me have probably one of my worst live streams that I've had in a very long time. But I'm not ashamed of it. I just wish it was better for you guys, not for my sake. But check this out. I wanted to show it to you here too, because most people aren't going to show you this black and white version. Alright, they're going to try to show you this one, which is fine. But this does give us a really good, clear image of this thing. And this thing is diving in there quite fast, I have to say. And it is unique to kind of see this during a radiation storm. That's what you're looking at there, guys. That's why it's sparkling. That's radiation actually impacting the satellite. Highly charged particles smacking up against the satellite. So, well, thanks, Axe. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. Hilly, you guys are awesome. All you guys are awesome. If I missed anybody in there, I'm sorry. Hey, Mist, hope you're doing good, girl. Pan B, what's up? Thank you, guys. You guys are always got my back. And you know, and that's the thing. I know you guys have my back, and it's awesome. That's a great feeling to have. It truly is. Sometimes that's all that keeps me moving here on my channel. But, like, I put myself in somebody that's never seen my channel before, and if they roll up on this live stream, they're rolling right out. I promise. They're not going to make it past the first 30 seconds. Not to mention that I started late. And the YouTube doesn't like notifications when you do that. Anybody that's running a channel, remember that. You're better off to reset the time on your live stream than just going ahead and starting and being kind of, you know, hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Much love right back at you, brother. Awesome, awesome. Guys, you guys need to get up there and check out Axe's channel. Axe and Nacho, they're such great people. They really, truly are. He's going to be coming on doing a members-only stream. Well, I'm not... What is today? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, well, I don't want to put you on the spot. I'll email you, Axe, okay? So I don't want to put you on the spot like that. That's not cool. I didn't want to. I shouldn't even have. Yeah. Anyway, you know where I'm going with that, right? I mean, but I don't want to. Yeah, no pressure ever. So just so you know. There you go. Yes, great point. Anybody that has a membership, guys, you get a free super chat once a month. Right? Use it, guys. Skywatch. Who's Skywatch? Oh, there you are. Skywatch Time Lapse. Good to see you. Yes, and you know, guys, I was going to kind of mention that, and I kind of got thrown off my game. Listen, we all need prayers right now, and there's a couple of us and a few of us here, and I'm not saying me. When I say us, I'm talking about the whole kit and caboodle, the Wages family, whatever you want to say, Kool-aid Krew. But there's a few of us going through some really hard stuff right now. And physically, okay? Medically. And we got to be there, right? And a lot of times being there just means nothing more than just listening or just allowing them a place to come where they can forget about what they're going through for a brief moment in time. That right there, for me, is more healing than anything else. If you can escape from that reality that you're going through, right? If you can escape from that for a little while, man, that is such a mental boost for people. Because I've been on both sides of that. And it's not fun, right? So that's why I try to do things like that. I try not to focus on those things. I ask for prayers for everybody every time. When somebody is like Mist, she's going through something really, really bad right now. Okay, and I'm sure she's talked about it tonight. Because it does need to be talked about. It's how she gets her words out, and it helps her. I'm assuming anyway. But at the same time, we want to pray for her, right? We want to, or pray, or good thoughts, whatever you do, right? We just want to be able to try to do what we can, and it's hard when we've never even shooken each other's hand or put a hug on somebody. But I can tell you 100% that I care about you guys. And let me say this. I don't want to say this because in a way it's going to sound really bad. I care more about you guys than I do some people that live down the street. Okay? That's just what I'll say. And that's a fact. I'm not even kidding when I say that. Not even kidding. It's just one of those things. You know, I didn't expect that. I really didn't. When I started my channel, I had no idea I was going to find such great people. And that's what's happened. And it's a family. And it isn't something that's built overnight. It's something that, you know, like-minded people are drawn towards the same kind of stuff. That's why we all watch Marfugal. Most of us. Right? Because I use that as an example because you guys, a lot of you guys came from Marfugal. It's just a fact. And, you know, and I've been fortunate enough to have grown in a way that I've actually been able to kind of reciprocate that back to Marf and to Adam and Dex also. Not in the way that they have as far as numbers go, but some. And I think that's a good point too. We can't forget those that have helped us get where we're at. And when I say that is we can't, just because they're bigger than us, we tend to assume that everybody already knows who they are. That's not the case. So, you know, if somebody's new to this community, we want to make sure that they know who Axe and Nacho is, Rip, Trinity, Aaliyah, you know, Marfugal, And anybody else that, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of people. Mist, she's got a channel. Trit, just everybody, guys. Hilly, everybody, guys. I'm serious. So, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm talking to like channels, my size are kind of smaller. We don't want to forget that we need to keep telling people about the ones that are helping us, and I'm not saying that for my benefit. I'm saying it for those people, because that's about the only way you can repay them. It really is. It just truly is. Adam and Dex have helped me grow this channel more than I ever dreamed, and it's just it's a blessing. That's all I can say. And I've met such great people, and just like tonight, I had nothing but encouragement in there when yeah. And Pam B, guys, she lives the next town over. I'm not kidding. That's how things work. It's nuts. It truly is. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and end it there, guys. If Marth ain't live, he will be shortly, I'm sure. Oh, Ripper, yeah, I just got your notification too. Rip posted a video today too, guys. Go check it out. One of the mods, or Rip, you can put it in there in the chat if you would. That's how we support each other, guys. I mean, we just got to be there. That's how, because let's face it, nobody's going to do it for us. We got to help each other. But anyway, I'm going to wait to see what time they go live tonight, guys. If it's extremely late, I will not do a members only stream that extremely late, okay? Hey, Robert, what's going on, bud? Good to see you, man. Ain't that a cool comet? It's awesome, isn't it? It's freaking awesome. I love this stuff, man. This is some cool stuff. Well, thank you, Deep Quake. Man, you're such a great support, brother. You really are. And even without that, I mean, you ain't got to do that. You know that. I hope you know that. I'm pretty sure you do. But yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Every time I see Deep Quake, guys, you guys need to get over and check out Matthew Shipley's channel too. I know I shout out Dr. Tim with the Scope all the time, but Matthew Shipley, he's over on Dr. Scove's channel a lot. I think he's part of the Patreon family over there too. But anyway, very, very cool. Just go check out his channel. He's in my awesome channel list. Okay? But he's got like 8K graphics. He had brand new fiber optic ran and everything. I mean, his channel it's a 24-hour live feed. And what it is he cycles through all the space weather stuff and earthquakes and stuff like that. Just go check it out. Matthew Shipley. He's in my awesome channel list. So is Dr. Tim with the Scope. But yeah. There's Mist in there. I'm not sure what link that is. That might be Matthew's. I'm not sure. Or it could be hers. Not quite sure. But Deep Quake, you're awesome. Thank you so much, man. Hilly, you get in there, all right? Love you, brother. All right, guys. Hey, Enlightened. Good to see you. Sorry to bounce out here for everybody who just got here. Yeah. And again, guys, I'm sorry for about the first 10 minutes of this thing. It was a mess. It really, truly was. And thank you, Rip, for pulling me out of that. I don't know why. I just couldn't get over that. It was stupid. But anyway, hey, Dennis. Wise Jen, what's up? That's my newest paint right there. He's got a blue wrench. She's got a blue wrench now. So, yeah. Anyway, we are out of here, guys. God bless. Get over and check everybody out, guys. You know I say that every time. I don't care who they are. Go watch them. Make up your own mind. Don't listen to me or anybody else without looking into things. Always. God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.